It's done! I can't believe it. Look at this. As you saw at the beginning, I thought that this would take like several episodes worth of, waiting for thunderstorms and getting it going, but thanks to Click dropping me off a Trident, and thankfully I had a channeling and a loyalty book on me from just kind of generically, using the enchanting table, I was able to get myself several charged creepers and blow up one of each of the main mobs that I needed. So my my little, what is this called? Gallery, that's what I was calling it. My little gallery is nice and finished, and I think it looks absolutely gorgeous. Now it's still a little bare, but that's kind of how, I feel like art galleries tend to be, because they want you to focus on the actual, pieces being displayed. But yeah, imagine you come over to somebody's house and you walk up their grand staircase, and sure enough, almost every skull is kind of looking at you, but kind of not looking at you. I love it. It's absolutely wonderful. But that's not all. Obviously, at the time that I was doing it, Click was online too, and he was doing his own charged creeper hunting, but he was actually hunting down charged creeper heads. So he came by and he dropped me off one of these beautiful charged creeper heads. They look so messed up. Like when you look at them next to a normal creeper head, like you can see the lightning being added to the side, like the blue charge that the creeper has, but it also like it kind of grays out one of the eyes. It almost looks like an old creeper, like an old dead creeper. Yeah, I love it. So yeah, got a nice charged creeper head. And yes, also, as you can see here, I went ahead and migrated my account, so now I have a beautiful cape, which makes the wings look extra fancy. I might turn that off just because it doesn't perfectly match the aesthetic that I'm going for right now, at least, but it's a cool thing. It's the first cape I've ever gotten. They make capes kind of hard to get, especially when conventions and stuff have been, on hold because of the current events of the world. Not to, call too much attention to it. But yes. In the meantime, I have made a locked map here. And there's some extra pieces down here. But I made a locked map because I wanted to have like a record of where this whole thing started, like where the island started. So I put that here kind of as a temporary. It'll find a new home at some point. And I spent quite a while mapping out where the first road is going to be, like where Mainstreet will be. And it's kind of a lot bigger than I thought. Like when I said it was like 219 blocks long, for some reason I didn't think of that as that long, but I, laid out exactly 219 blocks between post to post basically. And yeah, I'm thinking that this is going to be enough space. Like buildings will probably extend to about here, right? Like here would be one building, another building next to it. There's like 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't remember how many buildings are on one side of the street, but I think it might extend just long enough, and then maybe we can have another road going around the back. The harbor, like dock area, will be right here. But yeah, I don't want to do too many time lapses today, but there's a lot of stuff that's going to just kind of take a long time to do. I have to clear all the trees out of the area that's going to, where that's going to go. So I do need to do some of that. And I figure at least with a time lapse, you can see all the work that goes into things. I might just shave it down or just do like a quick thing. I don't know. I'm still kind of trying to find the best way to use the time lapses, but I will also be building the actual villager breeder today, as well as the first of the buildings to go on Mainstreet, which is going to basically live right here. So we're going to get a nice view from my house, but I'm thinking that this is going to be a T intersection. Not exactly on this line, because this is kind of where the end of the road is. There'll be a further amount, and then the intersection, and that'll kind of go that way. So if I have buildings that kind of go across there with like an entryway that way, it might work. But yeah, look how long this actually is. Like when you're not looking at it on a map, it just goes and goes. And I'm going to need to take all these trees out, at least from the direct vicinity of where the road is, as well as I need to kind of figure out what level to level everything down to. Because Main Street, I think, is going to mostly be flat. Like I have the ability to have my road be, go up, go down. It can, kind of move with the terrain, but there's a lot of inconsistency in this area in terms of like heights. So like right here, for example, if we pull up, there we go, F3, this is currently at 68. And then if we fly over here, obviously this is going to be higher. This is 77, so almost 10 blocks up. Same thing with this, I feel like. This is also, yeah, this is 80. So I need to level the area as well as take all the trees down. And if I'm lucky, I can get my friends to help me at least take the trees out. But otherwise, this is just going to be a lot of tree harvesting just to get this, and then I'll need to level it, and then I will come back to you when I have done that. So I will see y'all in a second. I never really realized how long cats' tails are. I don't know if it like extends when they're sitting or something like that, but yeah, cats' tails are very long in this game. It's weird. They seem so long. But I'm glad I've got a cat, another companion, and my dog is now in my room, as you can see. Wonderful stuff, wonderful stuff. Now, the reason why I was able to get a cat is because in preparation for the villager breeder, I took those two original villagers and started breeding some up. So I needed to get, for my breeder, obviously, I needed 4 farmers, and, I could use them for their emerald trades. So I was able to get that. I kept these 2 just because they're going to be the actual 2 that make all the babies going forward. And just because I was getting a little concerned that I wasn't going to have enough brick for, what I need to do today. I love that brick trade. 1 emerald for 10 bricks. You throw a stack of emeralds at them, you get quite a bit of brick. So got that going. And these guys will all be over in the breeder by the end of the video. As you saw in the time lapse, I did a ton of clearing out, and thankfully my buddy Click was able to stop by. Papa was able to stop by too. Not so much to help, but he did drop off some stuff. I was able to buy a beacon off Click, which was even better. But I've got the whole road now laid out where it's going to be. And yeah, this is actually really big. I'm almost worried that I'm not going to have enough space, but in thinking about it, like the buildings aren't going to be, too big. Like when you take into consideration how big my house is, like if just this one box is like the size of like the width and depth of one of the buildings, they can go along this row and there's still going to be enough room. The pier and like harbor area will extend further out into the sea. I'll probably do some extra terraforming just to make that look all nice, but not going to get to that. And like, what's this square? Well, I will tell you in in getting out, it added a pressure plate there. But in coming over here, I also cleared out all the area that I'm going to need for my villager breeder area. It's kind of a big area. But yeah, I was like really looking forward to finding, a skeleton breeder at some point just because it's like one of the things that is great for early game. And look what I found. Technically, I didn't find it. I believe Click's the one who found it while he was digging out. But yeah, a nice skeleton breeder. And we got some name tags, some extra stuff here, and 2 music discs, which is fantastic. So I can start playing some sick tunes here in a minute, which is great. Take some quick damage, but yeah. And the fact that this is so close to the surface, like this is literally the border of it. That wasn't added by us. That's like literally the border of this thing. So close to the surface. And it's right off Main Street. So I can my dream of having originally I wanted to have like a cemetery. Like if I found one of these breeders somewhere else, I wanted to kind of put it into the city somewhere where it would be like aesthetically interesting. So I wanted to do like a cemetery with like a mausoleum that you enter and that brings you into the skeleton breeder to get your bones and stuff. But now since this is so close to Main Street, I can actually have like a building here. I think Click had thrown out the idea of like a morgue or something, which I don't know if morgues would necessarily be on like the main street of a city, but it certainly wouldn't be. I wouldn't be opposed to it. I might even just do it as like a butcher shop or something, like something to make sense of it. But yeah, look at the size of Main Street, and like it really kind of puts into perspective the size of the city when you put buildings into here, which, again, hypothetically, let's say the buildings extend to, fell down into some water. That's one of the things that we were running into a lot while we were flattening out this area. But if the buildings extend back like this far, that still gives plenty of lead room to have another road that kind of comes down this way, leading to the harbor area. And there'll be, ships out at sea. I've never really built boats like that in Minecraft. I'm very excited to get to that at some point, but that's not what we're here for right now. What we're here for right now is the villager breeder. And like I said, this is basically the outline that I have for it. I've got the sidewalk coming down this way, and I want to play with the, not all on one level. So I lowered this down by 2 blocks by the end of the building. But where all these lanterns are, that's basically where the massive like apartment building is going to be to hold all the villagers. And then I started clearing out space over here because I might, if I have time today, I might also build like one of the buildings next to it, just as like an open storefront at the moment because I don't know what I want to put there. One of the things that I remember from the last server we were on is that my villager trading area and everything, it really lagged out my base. Just because I had, I think, at least 120 villagers all kind of housed in one little area. And it definitely added to some server lag, at least client side for me. So having it be this far away from where my, main home base kind of thing is, like the whole thing is going to be considered my base. But when it comes to where I enter and exit the nether, things like that, that all can happen over there. Keep the area over here relatively, free. So if this area is generating a bunch of lag, I don't know if I want to necessarily have any crazy farms next to it, but I could do like a storage system or something in the next building. But yeah, so what is the palette for this going to be? This is actually, yeah, where I'm putting like extra stuff here. It's gonna be, why is this, this is so weird. Why is it doing that? I hate that. I'm looking out on the preview screen, and yeah, it's like jittery it's crazy jittery. So I'm gonna get out of this as fast as possible. But basically, I've got a bunch of bricks, 2 shulkers worth of bricks, and some extra change. I've got a bunch of smooth sandstone, some glass, some non-polished andesite, some bone blocks, some quartz stairs. Yeah. So this is going to be basically the palette, the block palette for my thing. And like I said, there's going to be another time lapse. I'm sorry, I've got to do it to you. I could just jump ahead to the next part, but I want you guys to see kind of what all goes into building these massive structures so that maybe you guys could take up, something similar on your own worlds. You don't have to keep yourselves limited to little houses or little buildings. You could work with scale. Like this is going to be I think it's an 8-story tall apartment complex, like an apartment building. It's going to be massive. And yeah, hopefully I don't run out of bricks. But let's get into another time lapse, and I'll see you guys on the other side of that. Please enjoy. And it's finished. Look at this view. Gorgeous. I imagine this is probably going to be the tallest building, at least on Main Street. I don't know if there's going to be taller buildings elsewhere. And that's not because like I don't feel like building tall buildings. Like obviously I don't super mind. It's more like to keep some scaling. Like one of my favorite things that I noticed when I was designing this in the creative test world I have is that like walking down this sidewalk and looking up, like it actually, I don't know if it translates well to camera, but like seeing the actual scale of this build from down here, it's it's good, but I don't want things to be too big. So like most of the other buildings are going to be smaller. In fact, the building that's right next to it, you can see I left that side right there open down to there. Um yeah, mostly it's going to be like that. They're all going to be kind of smushed together and connected, not too many like alleyways cutting through the buildings, just because I'm basing this kind of on the city that I currently live in. And there's a lot of those like relatively decent sized, oftentimes smaller buildings down their main street. And yeah, they all get smushed and they all look great. And I feel like I've done a decent job translating it into Minecraft. Now I haven't done any of the interior stuff. So a lot of these buildings, the storefronts are just going to kind of be facades. I might have, a couple blocks deep worth of interior so that when you're walking past, you can at least see them. Like this doorway right here is going to lead into this quote unquote shop area, whatever it's going to sell, whether it be like a sandwich shop or whatever, whatever it'd be below a bunch of apartments. And then this door here is actually what's going to be leading you into the villager breeding area. And as you see, I've built the breeder, but I don't have any villagers in here. And I've got that planned out. Like, obviously, I've got some boats here to catch the villagers when they come through the nether. I've linked up a nether portal, and we'll go there in a second because, yeah, the last thing I've got on my to-do list for today, and it couldn't come soon enough because, man, this has taken a long time. I actually ran out of bricks. I got the front done, and I think I got all of the second, like this half done, and I was down to not that many bricks. So I had to go back to my traders, my villagers in my house, and get that taken care of and squared away. So it took a while. A lot of extra time was spent on that just because I ran out of bricks. Who knew that an entire brick building would be so much? And I'm really happy with the way this building turned out. It's like I said, I designed it in a creative test world first before deciding to build it on the server. I did some changes, like I messed with the tops just to give it a little bit more character. Because older buildings, like the thing that really interests me about making this city is they have this like beautiful architecture that just doesn't happen anymore unless somebody specifically goes out of the way to like make it look like that. There's all these little cutouts and decorative things that I really can't translate to Minecraft, but stairs kind of replace it. So a lot of that's all good there. I did a little bit of retexturing with the street to add some variety. I might throw some other blocks in, but I was actually surprised when I was looking at this. Now, right on top, you can definitely see the border between cobbled deep slate and regular deep slate. But just looking at it, like it just looks like patches of, whether that's weather worn or what. But I'm happy. I like the way that the deep slate and the cobbled deep slate go together. Like the cobble definitely has the feel that I was going for with the road. But throwing in little patches of this regular deep slate, I feel like adds a lot of character to the street. It makes it feel a little bit more lived in. Yeah, so that's it. That's the build. I finally got it done. It took hours and hours and hours, but it's finally done. And now the last thing I need to do is go and get my villagers. So let's pop in through here. And here we are in the nether. I've got my portal right here, and I actually I wasted the time to break 2 more pieces of bedrock just so I can put this portal here. And this portal leads to the villager breeder area. I've got these guys taken from my house, all lined up in boats. So we can now start to kind of move them over this way. So I'll back this guy up, beep, 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 into the portal. And F3 and B just to make sure I don't hit them accidentally. We'll do that, and boom, he transports. The next one, so I have 3 boats in there. Actually, I'm going to go through, make sure that that one is good first. So that all links up correctly. He's in the boat. We'll move this just to get him where he needs to be. Oh gosh. Forgot which direction the boat's facing. Alright, so we'll come this way. And this boat is going to go, I guess, into this back chamber over here. So we'll leave that guy there and cover this glass back up again just because I don't want to lose the villagers. The next guy will come through and get into the next boat. And beep, beep, beep. So once I've got these guys all moved, I will be back in a second. Okay, so that's the last of the farmer villagers. I'm just going to take this down temporarily. I should be able to catch the other 2. They seem to suck right into the boats pretty easily. And those guys will go into the middle. But first we have to get these guys into their holes. So if I come here, they shouldn't take any damage from the boat falling. Should just pop right down. Absolutely beautiful. Gorgeous. Move that. Hip. Okay. Seal that guy in. And yeah, we'll just do the same for each of them and get them into place. And actually, once we've got those guys in, what I should do, geez. My wings failed me for a second there, but I feel like it would make a lot of sense. How'd that get down? One of the things that I should do is actually get all of the carrots in place, as that is the crop that they are going to share amongst each other. Hopefully that's enough. I feel like it is. I don't, But what I can do now is I can actually break the boats. They will pathfind to whatever bed they are going to choose. Should be obviously one of the beds in the area with them. So if I come back down here, hey man, let me in. All right, so if I'm back here and I remove his boat, he should pathfind to the correct bed. Of course he did that. How did you even get over there, you idiot? Oh my gosh. Have I talked about how much I genuinely dislike villagers? Just like their AI is so bad. They're so dumb. Oh my god. Unbelievable. Now what do I do? He's stuck in there. Alright, give me a second. I will be right back after I figure this mess out. No sense in keeping this portal here still after I got the rest of the villagers moved over. And it is now nighttime. So I gotta be quick, obviously. Don't want to risk losing out on my precious nighttime again. But I also want to take this portal down just so I don't forget to do that. And this will actually bring us right inside to here. Okay. Pop that. See, I'm also kind of wondering, I don't think the fact that it's blocked off is that big of a deal to these guys, honestly. Oh my god. What is your issue? What is wrong with you? My god. Oh, geez, Louise. Okay. Another boat. Why are they pathfinding like that? How can they even see? I got the other guy out. Now I got to get this guy out. Go. Get out of here. Go. Go. Go this way. Into the boat. Not into bed. I hate villagers so much. They are so frustratingly stubborn with the way that they like to move around and stuff. Okay, back in here. Put this here. That goes there. Temporarily move this to here. Maybe he'll, see the fact that there's a shiny bed right there and not try to go into here. He immediately is walking over there. What is your main issue, my guy? Put that there, maybe? Can you see the bed over here? Why are you focused? Why are you hyper fixated over here? Come on, dude. And let's do this. Hey, bud, look at this. I have a nice bed for you. Look. Yeah, that's how you do it. You sleep right in the bed. Oh, and you, my friend, I also have a bed for. It's over here. Look at that. You can sleep in that bed. Heck yeah. Oh, everything's coming up, Dolph. Let's get you in the hole. And let's get you close to the hole, I guess. Oh, and you're coming back up. Oh, no. In the hole. Stay in the hole. Yay. Okay. In the hole. Put that glass block back there. I'll put that block there. We'll take this down. I think I might finally be done with this stupid villager breeder. It has been such a pain just getting it to this point. And I didn't have this much problems like you guys saw in the time lapse. I think it was either the last video or the one before that, but like I built Click's villager breeder and genuinely had zero of the issues that I've had with this one. I can't imagine why, but for some reason, this one has just been giving me all the problems in the world. So I'll get rid of this for now, because right now I just need all these carrots. And we'll go like that. So I'm just going to get the carrots planted before they have a chance to plant anything else. I hate when they start cross-pollinating, but I fear that I think I threw them potatoes originally when I wanted them to breed, so they might have some potatoes in their inventories. Hey, another birth? Perhaps? Yes. Okay. Oh, goodness. So, after really just way too much as far as troubleshooting with this stupid thing. Like I said, I've never had this kind of issue with this design for the breeder before. I literally built this a few days ago at Click's base and had no issues whatsoever with the pathfinding or anything. But for some reason today, it was just not my day. But the villager breeder is working. We've got 2 beautiful baby villagers, and they're just going to keep swapping carrots back and forth, which is fantastic. The guys up here, the farmers, they seem to be working hard to keep their fields fresh. I haven't seen any cross-pollination with any other plants. It seems to all be, as I speak the words, some potatoes made their way in. Not the end of the world. I just, prefer they all just deal in carrots, just because that's what I like to have extras on hand. But yes, I'm gonna call this finally done. It's been so many episodes of me talking about building my own villager breeder and everything, and like I said, I needed to get the whole of the apartment building done before I could actually build the breeder, because I needed to know what height I needed to build this at. And yeah, if we take another look just from a distance, gorgeous. Ignore the hole there. That'll be fixed by like literally next episode. Now that I've got Mainstreet started, I'm just gonna start throwing buildings in here as fast as I can. I gotta fill up Mainstreet quickly. I've got like most of this street mapped out right now, so as long as I've got the materials, I could get this all built by next episode. Not promising anything, because goodness knows I will fall behind in some way. But yeah, I'm excited. The tower's finally done. The villagers are being bred up. It's good times. And I could just hang out around here working on the next building, and they'll just keep breeding up. So between episodes, I am going to get that connected over here to a villager conversion area where they will be turned into zombie villagers and then turned back into regular villagers 5 times each, so that I can get perfect discounts on all of my stuff. And we're gonna get this filled up over the course of the next couple episodes. It takes a lot of time to do the villager stuff, but it's so super worth it. So I'd like to say thank you. I'm still very bad at ending YouTube videos. Still ending this. But let me know what you guys think. If you're enjoying what I'm doing, I'd love to hear about it. Yeah. Let's, if you have any suggestions. I kind of was thinking about a water tower for up here, like one of those old school ones to supply water to the building, but I'm not sure about a design. So if you have any ideas as far as that's concerned, let me know. And then also, with the skeleton spawner right here, I was watching footage earlier. I kept calling it a breeder. Spawner. I had breeder on the mind. Spawner this. If you have any ideas as far as what kind of shop could house the skeleton spawner area, like I said, I was thinking maybe a butcher shop, because then I could do like hanging meats and stuff, and then obviously the bones would be kind of leftovers from the butcher, situation. But I'm not 100% set in stone on that. Let me know if you have any ideas for that. I would love to take some suggestions from you guys and incorporate them into my city now that it's starting to get going. Like I said, if I don't end this now, I'm just going to keep on talking. So thank you for joining me, and I will see you guys next week. Goodbye.